Kemi Lawyer, Dr. Kemi Talks Knowledge, March 9th, 2024. A lot of you on Twitter are writing things about this flag, access flag, draped around Herbert Wigwe's casket. So I'm looking at the X trends and I'm seeing this whole talk about, the flag, the logo, the branding. Why do they have to put it around his casket? Were they trying to promote the bank, branding, blah, 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 blah. Okay, guys. This is the reason why history must never leave schools in Nigeria. And when history went missing in schools in Nigeria, people forget the past, they forget the future, they forget the present, because the past shapes the future and the present. So if you lose that information, you wouldn't remember. And that's why we're here. Journalists are supposed to educate you about the past of Nigeria. Nigerian journalists don't educate you about anything. I'm a retired journalist now, and I'm also the daughter of a high-ranking politician. And I've always taught you all these things. Reno Amakri is a former government official, and he's the only one I know that still educates you guys about the past of Nigeria and things that have happened and how things work in Nigeria. So you should be following Reno too. At the end of the day, the history of Nigeria, sometimes around 2002, I believe, I came home from America to visit, and I remember Herbert Wigwe wanted to open a bank. It was a GT bank, and he was trying to open his own bank with his friend, AIG, Imokwede. You need to know these people. These young men were trying to open this bank, and Obasanjo's government and the cabals that rule them, they didn't want him to open the bank. There were so many, negative people that didn't want this bank to happen. And you know the reason they had? They're too young to form a bank and open a bank. When you have former military guys, cabals, and elderly leaders put their heads together and they say two young men, 35 years old, are too young to open a bank, you know what they're referring to. They're literally calling them Yahoo boys. So there were a lot of barriers and a lot of, roadblocks in opening the bank. And finally, the bank was launched, Access Bank. So in a way, not even in a way, Imokwede and Wigwe own Access Bank. They have run that bank to what we'll call a global status. Access Bank has lots of branches in Ghana. I've seen so many accesses here. A lot of Ghanaians bank here. Access has branched all over the place, and Wigwe just announced that he was, expanding to Asia in 2024. So at the end of the day, they literally own this bank. So it's not even branding or advertising the bank. If it was a CEO that didn't, let's say somebody died at First Bank or something, and they're not the owners, and they can still drape the flag. But do you see the difference, what I'm saying? So please make sure you know the history of Nigeria. If you don't know, just ask. And that's what Kemi Talks Knowledge is going to be about. It's a month now that I retired from journalism, so I'm just going on a knowledge tour, and I might be coming to your area soon.